I'm Corey Skandarian, a practicing physiotherapist and founder of Nobody. My goal with Nobody is to help you, the allied health practitioner, gain a deeper insight on the human behind the body to create long-term therapeutic outcomes and bring a positive impact to the lives of your clients. Through Nobody, I have condensed this theory into a practical how-to guide to help you adopt a more human-centric approach to your professional client relationships for the betterment and commercialization of your practice. I have created 6 modules that can be completed online or at workshops over the coming year. Today, we are discussing the content you will find in Module 2, Pain, where you will discover how important it is to help our clients understand and embody the existence of pain. Pain is a human experience that affects all aspects of functioning. We can encourage our clients to acknowledge that the site of their pain may not always be directly linked to pathology, as it can also exist as an emotional feeling that may have not been entirely dealt with in their past. To help us explore this most fascinating concept, I'm going to join Robbie Moore, a clinical psychotherapist practicing in Sydney, to discuss pain from its psychological relevance, evolving from its physical presence.
When pain becomes chronic, how important is it to actually connect with self as opposed to avoidance?
I think it's very important in that you're right, as the reaction to withhold kicks in when we feel pain, we're no longer in contact. And actually the selfing process occurs in contact with another.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we withdraw, we're not in ourselves. We're in a reactive process of being in fear,
mm-hmm.
or in retreat, or we are kind of unconscious in that way. And for me, I look at the sense of self as the ability to be within me and notice what occurs in this moment within myself.
Yeah, perfect.
And so if I feel pain in my knee or pain in my heart and I retreat, I'm no longer able to be with those experiences. And the process of being with and noticing those experiences is what keeps me regulating and unstuck. So when I withdraw from that pain, I'm no longer regulating, it's another interruption, and I cannot process and assimilate that pain. So it becomes stuck, it becomes chronic. To draw the analogies to the bonsais, like the pain is that cutting process of shrinking one's limbs of life. What happens is we feel the edge of the pain and realize, I want to avoid that, so we don't do that. And then we find another area of life where we feel the edge of that pain and realize we don't want to feel that, and so we step back from that area of life. And so chronic pain, in my experience, seems to be this stepping back from a whole range of aspects of life that used to be enjoyed.
Wow.
So I think that the function psychologically, not necessarily physically, but the process psychologically of moving from that stuck chronic pain place is the process of self.
Yes.
That is to notice and relate and feel and observe what is happening in that moment around the pain.
Yeah. How important is it to acknowledge fear or be able to face our fears when it comes to dealing with pain?
The short answer, I feel, is it's essential, because as you say, fear is always present. And sometimes with chronic pain, with the people I see, there's another level to it where there's a fear of the fear of the pain. And so it becomes incredibly trapping. And acknowledging the fear and being able to hold space with the fear, that is, to allow the fear to be felt without the usual pattern of acting from it. Because when we feel the fear of the pain, then we act to avoid the pain, which shrinks the life again and reduces the space. And so I think, yeah, sitting with pain, sitting with fear of pain is a beautiful, beautiful possibility of change. To be able to sit
it's
there
powerful.
and what many people do is react to their client's pain, client's fear. And it can be powerful to see someone almost panic in front of us and to just not go into it ourselves and just be with them and stay with them and hold that room, to not have to react is the first step to them actually moving into a place of settling into really knowing that pain in a different way.
I think a lot of pain sufferers in our society will essentially choose doctors to go to get advice about their pain.
Yeah.
And many doctors will have a difficulty explaining that because they can't find a specific representable pathology in them. What is a good explanation or information to give our clients who suffer from persistent unexplained pain?
There is a risk that people that have not taken responsibility for their pain yet can fall into the trap of giving that responsibility to the medical profession. And so when a doctor says, well, you've got this syndrome, as you say, because we don't actually know what it is, so we call it a syndrome, or we've got this dilemma, the symptom is named and the treatment is given typically in the form of a pharmaceutical. And in that way, the medical model tends to treat symptoms instead of people. And so then the person, once again, doesn't have to take responsibility themselves for that pain, but they've been given a pathway that will treat the symptom, hopefully, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So I think that's the risk for those that have a propensity to defer their responsibility. The medical model gives them an opportunity to collude in that irresponsibility.
How important is novelty to the nervous system?
What I have learned is that our awareness is a feedback loop. And so when we have a pain, let's say my elbow hurts, and I focus in on that pain, then I see nothing but the pain. And the pain becomes quite strong because I'm not aware of everything outside of that. And so then I'm aware now that there is nothing but pain. And so my awareness gets more and more shrunken deeper into just this pain. And so chronic pain people can literally have an experience that I have nothing but this pain. And so the novelty for me is, and I do this quite often, is to find a way of, I may notice that they seem to have a very relaxed right hand. And I'll say, well, notice your right hand. How does that feel? Well, it feels good. Okay, can you feel that right hand at the same time that you feel the pain? Now we have novelty because there's now an experience of softness and space with the pain rather than only that feedback loop of pain.
Exactly. We may explain pain in different ways. In physiotherapy, in my practice, I'd probably give them a little bit of the underlying physiological understanding of how pain happens in the body, so that they can feel in control of what's exactly happening in their physiology for them to feel this experience. I personally find that helps them regulate their fear, and because they know a little bit more about it. I believe you bring a different meaning to that experience.
For me, my process is allowing them, guiding them into the pain to know it. And from there, the meaning will probably be all of their business. But that's, of course, emotional and psychological.
Would you agree that this is a way of desensitizing?
Absolutely. I think that's a good way of describing it, because it really does desensitize their charge, possibly the fear and the reluctance. As we get to know the pain, we can understand what's needed from that pain a lot more. It's no longer as fearful, and it may even be just as strong or even stronger. And yet, as we get to know it, the hyper-arousal that we used to avoid is now not so present, and we can actually embody and feel and get to know and even attend to what's required from that pain. And so yeah, I think that desensitization process it's really so essential.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Understanding pain in more detail as a practitioner is essential to convey the right information to our clients who are nervous and hypervigilant given their experience of persistent pain. My hope for you through studying Module 2 of Nobody is that your client's pain may start to appear less perplexing, allowing you to focus on your client more effectively to collaboratively bring out positive therapeutic results. I encourage you to look further into Nobody and discover the human behind the body.